Hey guys, welcome back to our farm here in Farming Simulator 25. We're back on the map Sobolewo here with our pig farm, and well, winter was pretty uneventful. I know the last episode was late fall, but there was really nothing to do over winter, so we are here in March, beginning of spring, and we're planting potatoes. Yeah, there's been no big changes to the farm over the winter. I did a couple of contracts later on in the year, but this was as good a time as any to pick back up. We are planting potatoes, so we still just have the two fields. And, well, the whole thing is here. We're going to be making pig food for our pigs, of course, and we'll get some more pigs today. But we want to make pig food, so the main ingredients that we're going to be doing are going to be potatoes, wheat, corn, and canola. Well, there's 4 ingredients. We've only got 2 fields right now, but the wheat and canola we can't plant until later in the year. So, here in Sobolewo, here on this map, canola and wheat, I believe, let me check, are strictly winter crops. So, this year, the only pig food we can produce is from crops we already have. We'll get to that later, I guess. Let's see, canola, yes, we don't plant canola until August, and wheat's going to be the same thing. So, this spring, we're going to be planting potatoes and corn. Later in the year, we'll work on getting 2 fields for the other ingredients for our pig food. So, how, you may ask, are we going to produce pig food this year if we can't plant the canola and the wheat till later and can't harvest them till next year? Well, we have wheat from last year's harvest. We first arrived here at the farm last August. We harvested our wheat field, so we have wheat from that harvest. Canola, we have some canola left over from a canola harvesting contract we did last fall or late last summer, whenever canola is harvested. And what I figure is this year, so here, I'll show you in our thing here. We have wheat. So yeah, we've got 12,000 liters of wheat. And canola, we have a little bit. This summer, we'll see if we can do some more canola harvesting contracts, and pick up some extra canola from other people's fields. Put that with our potatoes and corn that we'll harvest later this year. So if you followed all that, then yeah, we can make pig food later this year. Yep. So here's our potato field, all that yapping to get us out here to the potato field. I hope that all made sense. I believe so. Right, so I got a whole truckload of potatoes here. That's what we're doing. Whole truckload of potatoes. Let's go ahead and shut the truck down, because tractor here goes through a pretty good amount of it. It occurs to me, I'm going to park the truck like this so we can access the potatoes, and we're going to bring, I think I want to do this way. I sat here for a minute and thought about this. I think this is how we're going to do it. We're going to go ahead and open up the truck like that. I'm going to head down to the farm, get the forklift. We'll load the potatoes the proper way. This is Farming Simulator. All we have to do is drive this planter up next to these pallets and just suck up the potatoes like a vacuum, but that's not very realistic, is it? I'm going to go grab our forklift from the farm so that when we need to, we can load the potatoes. Yeah, it occurred to me that our forklift here has big wheels. We can drive it off-road. We can actually drive it up there. And that actually is why I got this forklift. There's 2 forklifts available in the game. There's the little one that you drive around parking lots, and there's this guy here. The reason I got this one is basically because of that. Because our farm has dirt roads, and, well, I guess if you've used forklifts much in FS25, then you know that you don't drive the little one off-road. It will get stuck in the ruts that it makes. Which I like. That's cool. I remember the first time that happened was actually on the first farm we ever did here on this channel in FS25. We had our farm in Riverbend Springs when the game first came out, and I was driving one of those little forklifts in a field. I was loading something pretty much like what we're doing now, and it got stuck in its own ruts, and I was like, oh wow, the ground deformation is real. It's not just there for looks. That's really cool. Anyway, long story short, yeah, we got us this off-road forklift for things just like this, so it won't get stuck in ruts in the fields. Oh, so I did find this potato equipment. That's right, I forgot to address that. Last episode I said we don't have any potato equipment, we'll have to find some. I had to get creative with it. If you look on the mod hub, there's hardly any potato equipment. Now here's my thing. I addressed this before. I have small beef with this because the game doesn't come with a whole lot of selection, a lot of stuff, as you know. And it seems to think that if you're farming vegetables or potatoes, it seems to think that you are a millionaire. they have no option in the game for running a small potato farm like we are. So I had to look far and wide, but I did find this little potato planter that we're using and some potato equipment here. I had to scour. You won't find it on the modhub, unfortunately. But if you like what you see us using here in the farm, I can give you links to where I found this stuff. First, I want to make sure that it works because I don't know. But I did have to look pretty far and wide. Yeah, I'd always kind of griped a little bit that I want to farm potatoes, I want to farm vegetables, but I don't want to buy a $500,000 machine to do it. I was like, surely there's an option. What did people do back in the 80s and the 90s before we had all this technology? What did people do back then? Sure, you know, people running small farms in Poland like we are right here with small fields. Surely, back in the old days, they had machines that could do this. Anyway, yeah, rant over. They do. I found some, and we'll be using it here with our small tractors. So we'll just get this out here so we can load potatoes in our planter. As you can see, I ran a few rows with the planter. Works just fine. Just park this guy right here. Yeah, so this planter, it's got a width of 2.5 meters, I believe. Can't expect much from, well, potato equipment requires a lot more horsepower. So generally, you know, because you have to actually plant these things in the ground, it requires more horsepower. So generally, you're going to have narrower working widths. Okay, let's pull our thing back up here. Now, I'm not doing any headlands. One thing that I like to do with planting vegetables, it looks, if you plant the headlands, it looks really, really messy. Oh yeah, also we've gone with narrow tires in the tractor so that we can drive in between the furrows. We got narrow tires. I do only straight runs because I feel like if you're planting potatoes, well, yeah, that's how we're doing it. So... wait, are we going to have enough potatoes for this row? Yeah, if we run out, then we run out. Let's just go. All right, and we are planting potatoes. This is the exact vibe I wanted for this farm. Like, you know, I love this map. This map is beautiful and awesome, and I was like, you know, I want to do small little tractors and small tools and just chill out here in the fields, and it is very peaceful with our little potato planter here. It runs out pretty fast. Well, that's just potatoes in general, right? I mean, potatoes are big. They take up a lot of space, and when you plant them, yeah, they run out. Your thing runs out of space really fast. This is a pretty small planter. I thought I got the biggest extension on this planter. Well, that's why we have the whole truck out there filled with potatoes. Yeah. I mean, the way I see it, you're filling the volume of your grain hopper with potatoes to plant. Potatoes take up a lot more space than seeds, so it runs out faster, right? I mean, looks like we might have to... looks like we're only going to get this one row, I guess. Yeah, I guess I should have filled it before we started this row. So, because we have this ditch here, I can't get all the way to the end of the rows. Yeah, I was holding reverse the whole time. The tractor just kind of drove into the ditch. All right, so yeah, because I'm not doing headlands, I can't get all the way to the end of the row, but, well, that's just how it is. We're going to go back and get this filled up. Yeah, if you put the headlands on the field when planting vegetables, it just looks bad because you have these furrows going at 90-degree angles overlapping each other. It looks really bad. So hopefully this is enough potatoes. I don't know. I saw how fast they were going in the planter, so I filled the whole truck with them. We'll see. And hopefully also, you know, actually... I wanted to fill these, you know, like immersively, right? Which is why we're doing this. It just occurred to me, these are not big bags. These are pallets. They don't open in the bottom. I was just trying to be, well, we'll see. Yeah, so as it turns out, yeah, that just occurred to me. We're going to have to, well, I tried. Yep, I tried. We're going to have to fill it like this anyway. Okay, I tried. Then how would we fill them? I usually use big bags, which open in the bottom. So that's my bet on that. Oh, you're doing couple more rows. We should get probably 3 or so maybe passes. There we go. Started down another row. And even though this is a pretty small planter, should make pretty quick work of this field, I imagine. Maybe we should unload all the pallets of potatoes into a tipper. And then, I'm just trying to think, what would be the... I never worked on a farm that loaded potatoes into a planter, so I don't know. I guess we would have a trailer. Here, we would have a trailer like an auger. Well, what's an auger trailer, but with the conveyor belt instead, right? Like here, like this. I guess you would load it with like this or something, right? I guess. Or with a front loader. I do wish my tires would more... Sometimes they fall between the furrows, sometimes they don't. Like on this row, they're not, and they're crushing the thing. Yeah, just immersion things. I wish that, well, I could manually, instead of using the GPS, I could manually run these rows. The field would look better, but wouldn't get, I don't know. Let's just plant our potatoes. I'm worrying too much about immersion. Yeah, that ditch is unfortunate, but it is there, so what are you going to do? You can't have everything perfectly nice and neat. I mean, you know. But I like when the field looks, yeah. I like when all the furrows run straight down the field for sure. So, let's see, what else this month? Once we get our potatoes planted... Well, I say we buy some more pigs, and we can have a look at contracts. Although we got plenty of money, we're making. Oh, we got to sell some pumpkins. I like our pumpkin greenhouse. I really wanted there for fall flare. It's producing a lot of pumpkins. We're getting a lot of money from that. We don't need, but it's fine. It's fine. So I'm not really worried about money on this farm. This farm's not about making money. It's just about pig farming and producing pig feed. Yeah. So this month, after we're done planting the potatoes here, we can sell some pumpkins. We can... Let's have a look at the contracts. What kind of contracts are there? Anything fun? Bale wrapping. A lot of stuff I do just for fun. We have a decent amount of money because I've been doing contracts just because they're fun. So we can wrap some bales. Some of these contracts are in such small fields, it's barely worth doing. All right, so down the field and back takes more than 50% of our hopper. So every trip down the field and back, we will top off our hopper of potatoes. I'm sure by the next time we plant a potato field, I'll have a better system down for this. Yeah. Let's get this loaded back up with potatoes. There we go. Now, see, this row right here, our tires actually lined up with the furrows. That's why I put the narrow tires on there. Also, I think the tractor looks pretty decent with the narrow tires. Might just leave them on here. Well, so this potato planter does seem to work pretty good. With, you know, with this planter, with the mods that I downloaded for the potato planting, like I said, I hadn't tried any of them. I didn't know. It's my first time using this. This is working really well here. And, yeah, it looks pretty good. I think it's a Polish potato planter. It looks like it, looking at the name there. Yeah, I think this turns out to be a pretty good potato field. I knew I wanted a smaller field because planting and harvesting potatoes is really, you know, even the big machines have pretty narrow work widths. I knew with our small machines, you know, we're going to want a smaller field. Would not want a huge field for this. So I do not like this ditch, but there's just no way around it. It's there. Yeah, so aside from that ditch, this is a great field for potatoes. It is actually a good size. This tractor's a little harder to turn around. This tractor likes to roll before the gear engages. But Our tractors are a little quirky, but these are just our starting tractors. I think it's okay to have slightly quirky, temperamental starting tractors. Maybe wait till we see something, you know, a used tractor that's maybe a little better than these go on sale. We're going to have small tractors. There's no reason to have any tractors other than small ones out here, but I wouldn't be opposed to something a little newer than these. So we need some more potatoes in our planter here, and I was just thinking. Obviously, yeah, I bought more potatoes than we need, but that's fine. It doesn't matter because, well, yeah, I saw the thing was using them fast, but, well, anyway, I overestimated. I bought too many on the truck. Okay, so here's the thing. I figured, well, we can just take whatever we have left and store them on the farm. And that's when I realized, oh yeah, because potatoes are potatoes. You know, wherever we store these, these will just be part of our potato storage, right? And next year, when we come to plant potatoes, we can just pull potatoes from our storage to plant, right? Because, yeah. Anyway, that made me think, we don't have a place to store potatoes on our farm, so we need to build a root vegetable warehouse on our farm to store potatoes, like a potato cellar. Yeah, that'll be fun. I'm sure we can figure something out. But yeah, we'll have to get some kind of potato storage for our farm. I decided I am going to go ahead and load them like this, because if I drive this up next to the truck and just fill it, it'll take probably randomly or evenly from those pallets, and that would annoy me. I want to do it one pallet at a time, so there we go. We'll do it like this anyway. But yeah, clearly I overbought. Yeah, I just saw how fast they were going. But that's just because this potato planter has a very small hopper. You know, it's probably good that we've got some extra money because, yeah, I was just kind of looking at some of our options for building, you know, a potato cellar. So it's a good thing we've got extra money, because this year we need to buy 2 more fields for the rest of the ingredients for our pig feed that we're going to produce. We also need to buy a potato warehouse and find a place for it on the farm. But it sure is a slow job, but I like this planter. Yeah, it's really, I think it's really fun working on a small farm. With tools like this, you can't be in a hurry. You know it's going to take a while, so... But, yeah, I like the small little planter. It's nice and simple. All right, we are going to fill this up one last time. We got one more trip down and back up the field, and we'll have our potatoes planted. And this field, small though it is, I think this is going to produce a lot of potatoes. Yeah, I think it's going to be a lot of potatoes. Let's see here. Let's get this. Yep, that'll do her. This will get us. Let's make sure here. There we go. Yep. All right, let's get lined up here. Yeah, this field went pretty fast, really. I mean, when you look how small and how slow we're going, not bad at all. For harvesting, we got a couple of options. We can get a really basic harvester, which just dumps the potatoes on the ground. But then you're left with, how do you get them off the ground? Well, I've done it all ways. You can use expensive machines to pick them up. You can use a front loader, and I have. In fact, if you look back through some of the series, I believe we did potatoes on Baldachin back in FS25, and on that farm, I used the front loader option. It's very time consuming, but, you know, I'm kind of using affordable, attainable, and realistic machinery for these small fields, and well, that's pretty painstaking. So we can spend a little more money, and we can get a potato harvester that does have a small hopper on it. I think that's how we'll do it, probably. Yeah. Oh, perfect. For our last run up the field, our tires lined up perfectly. I like when things line up. It just looks better. Yep, so this will be all our potatoes planted. Next month, we'll be planting corn, and we'll come back over this and fertilize this. We're going to want to spray. We'll run the sprayer on here, fertilize this, and I guess that'll be good here. So, not to plan too far ahead though, because we still have stuff to finish up this month. Okay, and that's all our potatoes planted. I'm going to run this planter back to the farm, and I'll bring a tipper out. Yeah, I mean, we got our forklift, we got our truck out here. Well, why don't we do it at the farm, actually? Yeah, I'll get all this stuff back to the farm. We're done out here at the field. I'm going to get all this stuff back to the farm. We're going to get the potatoes loaded into a tipper, you know, all the excess potatoes, and we'll just go ahead and... I don't know if we'll do it now, but we'll get them loaded into a tipper so that when we do get storage for them built, we can put the excess potatoes in storage. You know, we got room for potato storage. Well, a few places. Maybe right here. We could maybe put potato storage here. We'll have to have a look at it. I don't want to ruin the look of the farm. We got plenty of space, but a lot of the space looks good with the grass and the trees that it's got, so we'll see. What about... Nah, I don't want to put it by the manure pit. That'd be... We don't want to store our potatoes next to the manure. That doesn't sound very sanitary. We could put it right here. There's this patch of grass right here, but that could be a little cramped. I think maybe back in the back where I first saw. Now, where do we park this guy? Where did I have this parked? Oh, I haven't parked it here. Yeah, this planter is a new addition to the farm. I don't think it's been parked at the farm yet. Well, for now, we're going to put it here with the roller. We will need the roller next month after we plant the corn. But for now, we'll put this in here. Alright, back down here at the farm. We are going to get these potatoes loaded into that... What just happened? Oh, that was unexpected. Let me strap those back. So that's, I was just gonna say we're gonna park these potatoes here by the trailer and load them into the trailer. Yeah, we don't want this. Crazy. I thought this only stored bales. Where's the trigger for it? Let me see about getting these out. Let's see, where's the trigger for this thing? Yeah, I didn't expect that. Of course, I've never used this particular bale storage before. Okay, so I got my triggers turned off because it looks better that way. But we're just going to go here, here, here. Here we go. There. Yeah, I don't like green floaty things everywhere. Where's the trigger for this? Here it is. So, yeah. How about that? Okay. So, let's see. What bale storage is this? Oh, that was the warehouse we were going to build the for the thing. Let's see. This right here. Edible triggers, I guess, is the mod that I used for the bale. So, oh, yeah, it does say bale and pallet storage, and I picked the one that looks like straw. Okay, so if you use this mod called Edible Triggers, note that I picked the one that looks like straw, but apparently they all take everything. Hey, noted. Okay, that's we know that now. Let's see. Let's go ahead and let's get a tractor and hitch that trailer up. Here we go. Get all the potatoes consolidated in the trailer. Then when we build the warehouse, yeah. Boy, that was funny and unexpected. I was just like, I unstrapped him and it's like, where'd they go? Where'd they go? So, I don't have a way to unload these pallets, so we're just going to load them into the trailer like so, because it's the only way I know to do this. Yeah, I don't know how I would empty out a pallet. We'll just do it like this. And we'll just park this trailer somewhere so that when we build our potato warehouse, now we got potatoes to put in there. Kind of like that potatoes are their own seeds, right? Makes it much simpler. When we need to plant potatoes, we just pull out the potatoes from the last harvest and put it back in the ground. Okay, let's get some of this machinery here put away. And what is next on our agenda? Well, I did want to buy some more pigs. Also, come on, I thought we had something else here. Oh yeah, you know what? Actually, let's leave this stuff out because we are going to sell some pumpkins. Yeah, sell some pumpkins. We could build that potato warehouse. Yeah, you know, let's have a look at that. So down here looks like a good place. Let's see here. And the warehouse, I was thinking we build, let's see, where's it at? These guys right here, I've got these. Whoops. I think they fit the look of the farm, do they? Well, the roofs are different colors. I'm not a fan of that, but it does fit the right look for the farm, I think. Let's see, do we have other choices? Where else would they be at? Under containers, maybe? I find it odd that the only potato storage I have is a mod. You mean the game literally comes with no way to store potatoes? Is that what I'm seeing? I guess so. I guess the game literally does not have a way to store potatoes. That's why I have the mod, I guess. Well, that's what we're using then. It looks okay. I could scavenge the internet for a better one, but I think this looks okay. And I think... Okay, where's the triggers for it? There and there. Okay, perfect. So we only need to access one side of it. I think right here would be a... Yeah, but it's kind of... Would make more sense if it was closer to our other storage. Well, we could put it here. However, that's our... We haven't used the pig food production yet, and I don't know where it's gonna... See, I don't want to put this here and block off part of our pig food production. I think back here works just fine. Let's make sure that it's straight first. What I do is bring it up here next to this building and make sure it's... I want everything to be aligned on the same, you know, cardinal directions. Yeah, that looks straight. Okay. So then we'll put this... Oops. Right there. Like that. And... Let me touch this up a bit. Let me touch this up a bit here. Painting. Let's see here. Gravel. Gotta touch this up so it looks nice. Let's put some gravel in here. Right. Well, what we'll do now is grass. Yeah, grass in here. The farmyard looks good. I think the farmyard looks good. It's because I got pretty detailed with this through the farmyard, and I think that's a good way to do it. Sculpting, plants, grass. So we'll plant some grass in here. Let's see, how's that look? Let's go back here and check it out. Should look okay. Yeah. Yeah, looks okay. I mean, it is kind of by itself back here, but it's fine. Let's go get these potatoes down there in the storage. Let's see. Let me pull this up here. And where is our tip side? Tip side right. Okay, that actually works. All right, perfect. Yeah, I think it works fine down here. And we're just going to drop these off. Should be able to pull up right here. How does it work? Does it work fine? I don't see them in there, but I'm going to assume that it worked fine. Let's see here. First time using this. I had this, I try to have any kind of stuff that we might need. You know, like for instance, the game didn't come with any storage for vegetables, so I have vegetable storage mods. You know, I try to have mods for anything that we might need. Yeah, it says they're in there. I guess, well, this has got a pretty big capacity, so it's not showing those just yet. All right, I'm going to turn these markers back off. Let's see, and let's go, there we go. Let's go buy us some pigs. Yeah, so today we got some potatoes planted. We got potatoes stored. That's really all the work there was for March. But I figure, yeah, we could use some more pigs on the farm. Oh, and sell these pumpkins. I'll get these pumpkins sold. Yeah, I'll get this done. Shut this down here. I'll get to that. Let's grab the trailer. Let's get down there and let's buy us some more squealers. Oh, our pigs are getting bigger. Oh, I came over here to get the trailer. I've not done pigs yet in FS25, so yeah, they were pretty small. I did note that they were very small. Well, they're not so small anymore. Of course, we've gotten some of these at different times. But yeah, look at that. We got some full-grown pigs out here. Oh wow, that's cool. Look at that. That's awesome. Well, there's a tiny one there. Wait, let's get over here. Look at the tiny ones. Oh, look at the little piglets. Wait, those might be I don't think we even bought... Those must be fresh piglets. Like, they must have been born here. Let's see. Let's check our pigs. Let's see here. Yeah. Yeah, because I don't think we bought any pigs last month. Yeah, yep, 0 months. Yeah, so we got some new piglets. Actually, well, if we've got new piglets already here, we may have enough. We may not have to buy any more. So this pen holds a total of 40. Is there any way to see how many we've got total? Let's see. Oh, we don't have to buy any pigs. They're taking care of that problem for us. 36 out of 40. All right, well, yeah, well, let's see. We started off with 10. I bought 4, and then we bought 4 again. It looks like they've taken care of the population thing themselves. I guess animals will do that. All right, well, if anything, we need to build more pig pens then. Yeah, because this is about full here. All right. Well, then we'll just leave that here. We don't need to buy any more pigs. How about that? Well, okay. So, new task for the farm. Look for more land to build more pig pens. Yeah. That's cool. I was over here like, oh, our pigs got big. And then it's like, well, except for those tiny ones. Those ones are awful tiny. All right. How about that? Okay, guys. Well, pig farm is definitely going good. Yeah, the pig farm is going good. I guess the pigs were busy over the winter. The farm may not have been busy over the winter, but the pigs were. So, everything's going great on the pig farm. Tell me what you think in the comments down below, and be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. We got a lot more to do here, and of course, in other videos and other games as well. But, yeah, we'll have another episode of the farm here in a day or two. We'll have some more videos. I'll see you guys tomorrow. There's still some stuff to do here this month, so I'm going to sell these pumpkins. Got our potato warehouse built. Yeah, we're pretty good for the month. I'll see you guys here in a day or two, and we'll be planting corn next time. Thanks a lot, guys. Peace out.